And we're back, kind of. If all goes well, this will be releasing tomorrow morning, the day after the Switch 2 presentation. And as a massive Switch fan, I had to speak about my thoughts on this. I don't know if it's ever come up before. I actually own 4 Switches at this point, which is insane. I have the original first version 1 Switch. I have the Switch I originally modded. I bought the Pokemon OLED Switch shortly after that came out when I could finally find it. And lastly, I own a modded OLED Switch. So I feel like I am qualified to discuss this. And on top of that, I don't think I'll be able to get it out of my head until I click upload on this, hopefully tomorrow morning. I mean, I use the Switch more than any other game console I have, and I have a lot of them. I've got the Steam Deck. I've got the Steam Deck OLED. I've got a gaming laptop, just a regular gaming laptop. I've got PS5, PS5 Slim specifically. I had a PS4 for a while. I traded in about a year ago, and I've played more on any individual Switch than I ever have with than I have on the PS5. Maybe even the PS4. Handheld is a massive thing, and the Switch does it so well. All the quality of life changes for the Switch 2 seem great. The digital game card is going to make having multiple Switches function a lot better. That wasn't the Switch 2 trailer, though. That was the original Nintendo Direct like a week ago. But that's not important. I'm not really a frame rate or what's the word I'm looking for? A frame rate or scaling? Resolution. Not really a resolution or frame rate type of person. But 120 frames is going to help a lot of people. And that's in handheld mode. Yes, it's not going to be for every game. But would you really expect it to be? The Steam Deck doesn't play every game at 120 frames per second. We've got the Switch is basically idiot-proof now. You can't put the Joy-Con on upside down and make a huge problem because of the way that they're set. The Joy-Con, I wish they were more ergonomic from what they look like, and from what we've heard, they're just the same old normal Switch, but it's honestly fine. They make cases for that. They make other controllers for that. I'm sure they'll have some out for the Switch too. The Hori SplitPad Pro, I'm sure they'll make something for the Switch too. I'm sure all of the overseas companies that make mock Joy-Con are going to make something for the Switch too. You can't put it on upside down. You can't stick the thing upside down to the dock because there's a USB-C charger up top. You can add accessories in tabletop mode, or you can charge in tabletop mode because there's USB-C on the top. This is significantly better than what we have, and just because there are a couple of issues, I still think this is overall good. I think it's overall a step in the right direction. Just wanted an unscripted 3-minute rant. Apparently I had a lot of thoughts on that. Anyway, let's get on to it. Stop recording, so go to the next slide. So the first thing I want to discuss is the price tag, yay or nay. It's $450 for the base consoles. It is just what went into that. It is 1080p, 120 FPS on some games. While handheld is up to 4K while docked, although I think when you go to 4K, it's locked at 60 FPS. It's both a handheld and a home console, and it's very versatile. As someone who mostly uses handhelds, I have a busy life. I almost exclusively get my games from handhelds these days, unless I'm recording it. It's absolutely massive for me. So look at the competition. It's an easy win for Nintendo. The PS5, which first launched, apparently it was half a decade ago. I had to look that up. Launched to the tune of $500 back in November of 2020, and the Xbox Series X released back in 2020, November of 2020 as well, costing $450 at the time. Both are exclusively home consoles, both of which have had backwards compatibility, but they also didn't have any exclusive games, like, at all. There was 7 for, like, PS5 games at launch, and, like, 2 of them were exclusive, but not really. Something like that. And I don't think the Xbox was much better. There was 2 Xboxes, and I didn't write the other one down, because that's not really a comparison here. And much more recently, we don't talk about this one. Game prices, however, are another story. It is $80 for Mario Kart World in the United States, and apparently there is another $10 physical game fee, which is absolutely insane. When we said digital games shouldn't cost as much as physical games, this is not what we were talking about. But as far as I can tell, in all of my research that I did, the Switch Mario Kart World is the only Switch 2 game at this price point. Everything else so far seems to come in at about $70 as far as I can tell. Are we actually okay with that? For the sake of fairness, Tears of the Kingdom, this game was also $70 upon launch. Was met with a lot of criticism about that. And it is one of the anticipated sequel to one of the best Switch games ever to have released at that point today, all around. But you could purchase Switch game vouchers, which get you 2 games for $100 or $50 apiece. They have to come from a specific list. It's not a free-for-all, but that list contains most Nintendo first-party games, which is an outright steal. So you wasn't really $70 if you did it that way. I don't think Nintendo has confirmed they're canceling game vouchers, like they're getting rid of gold points. But they also said Switch 2 exclusives won't be on the service. We are 7 slides in. Let's have a Silk Song meme. Then we have paid game updates. To my knowledge, every game that is compatible will play normally on the Switch 2, whether you own it physically or digitally. You could just download and play it. The paid updates are for games with upscaling, higher frame rates. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom now both run at 60 frames per second. Metroid Prime 4 contains a dual mouse mode. Kirby and the Forgotten Lands and Mario Party Jamboree both have extra content stuffed in. I think a lot of extra content for Kirby, if I remember right. Some games are getting a free update, like Scarlet and Violet, Link's Awakening, Echoes of Wisdom. You should check out our playthrough of that. We're playing through that right now. And Super Mario Odyssey are all receiving free updates. I don't think we've gotten confirmation about what any of these games are updating, quote-unquote, for the Switch 2. But it seems like, if you ask me, the paid updates are for games with extra content or features. Breath of the Wild is getting the GPS, which I think is hilarious. I think they both are. You know, Kirby and Forgotten Lands, Mario Party Jamboree are both getting extra content. Metroid Prime 4 is getting new modes, or new gameplay styles, I guess. These games, it seems like they are just getting a performance update. Probably higher frame rate, higher resolution, whatever. Scarlet and Violet probably needs all the help we can get, although I really like the really messed up glitches. They don't exist anymore, to my knowledge. To my knowledge, almost all of them are patched out, but man, was it fun playing with those. I actually never got any of the big ones, but that's a different story. Apparently that was my thoughts wrapped up on that. We also got another big announcement. GameCube is coming to the Nintendo Switch Online, the expansion pass specifically. There are 3 games at launch with plenty of great ones on the way. I misspelled. Plenty of great ones that come. We should borderize that somewhere. Launch games are Wind Waker, Soul Calibur, and F-Zero at launch. That's what launch games means. Don't personally care for Soul Calibur or F-Zero. I'll probably try them out. They're not really my games. Wind Waker, though, I am extremely excited for, and I will absolutely be playing that. Games to come and confirmed to come are Pokemon Coliseum, Fire Emblem, Way Too Much Money, that's on Path of Radiance, Pokemon XD Shadow Lugia is here, but only this one specific time. There are other options that I care less about, but a lot of people probably care about. Chibi Robo is on there. This is the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. You can't play the GameCube games on the original Switch. I would guess it's probably a hardware limitation since Switch isn't that powerful. But I know a lot of people are upset by this. I too wish that we could just purchase them. That's not what I want to do. That we could just purchase these old games outright, like we could with the 3DS, Virtual Console, the Wii U did it. But it's better to have them in the subscription service than to not have them at all. At least they're there as an option for people who want to do it. And as someone who already pays for the Nintendo Switch expansion pass because of the GBA games, it's just more content for me when I get the Switch 2. Third-party support is here and it is strong. This is the Smash Ultimate of game consoles. Everyone is here. We've got Elden Ring, Deltarune, Hades 2, Professor Layton, Bloody Silksong. We have another Silksong in there for the kicks. I also want to shout out who made this one. It's Penguin Snatcher on Reddit. Also meme. I didn't choose Reddit for the memes, by the way. It just happened. But third-party support is extremely solid and varied. Our first-party titles look extremely promising. We have Kirby Air Riders on, I believe, a remake of an old GameCube game. We have Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, which looks great. I love watching Zelda bop a Lionel in the trailer. It was awesome. I like hunting Lionels for sport. I can't wait to do it as Zelda. We have no Fire Emblem, though, so 0 out of 10 was console lover. In conclusion, so yeah, I think the Switch 2 overall looks very promising. It's 2 months away from release. I can't wait to start playing it. What are your guys' thoughts? I would like to defend, I didn't make a slide for this for some reason, I thought I did, but I would like to take a second to defend the chat feature on the Switch. People are complaining about the frame rates and how bad the resolution. First off, it's shared gameplay on the Switch. Ooh, sorry guys. On the Switch 2. It's not supposed to be Discord, but it's not for you who are going to use Discord because you have a capture card and your friends have Discord and you have a PC capable of blah blah blah. It's for little Timmy who's 10 years old and wants to hang out playing Animal Crossing with his friends from school over break. It's for people who have parents who grew up playing video games but don't know how to run Discord or can't be bothered to, who want to play games with their kids. It's not for... If you know what Discord is, it's not for you. Nintendo Switch Chat is fine. It's just not a feature most of us will use. It is a good thing that it is there. It is going to help a lot of people by being there. It's just not something we are specifically interested in. Anyway, that was some of my thoughts. I have a lot more. I'll probably do this again. This isn't what we normally do on the channel, but I definitely want to talk about the Switch 2 more as more things come to light. And probably some other stuff too. So, I hope you all have a great day. If you like hanging out, just click the like button. I'll see you guys next time.